Um, but today was day 4. We are more than halfway through the first week of the challenge. And the first week, I'm just looking at my guide. The first week focuses on prioritizing our spiritual relationships, our spiritual relationship with God. So we're doing that by, as soon as we get up, reading the word, praying, spending a little bit of time in silence and meditation to just, it says 10 comments. I'm not seeing all the comments. And then we're also focusing on not complaining. Now, I know a couple of days ago, several ladies said that this was an area of struggle for them. So yesterday I put up, a couple of tips about complaining to see if it would, help you, help everyone in that area. Now I'm looking up. Now I put a post up in the group earlier about the random acts of kindness, and a few people responded. But I know that a lot of times when we take the focus off of ourselves and we start giving to others, it just creates some type of feeling of not enlightenment, but it makes you feel full to a degree, that you can help somebody or that you can be a blessing to someone else, or just do something nice for someone out the kindness of your heart. Because the thing about it is, we never know what other people are going through. We'll put on our makeup and we'll put on our nice attire. We go to work, or we go to church, or we go to, out to eat with our friends, and we put on these facades, these covers that on the exterior that make it seem like we're okay, but you never know what people are dealing with on the inside. You might never know what type of struggles they're dealing with. They may be, dealing with some sickness issues or some issues with their family. You never know. So it's always a blessing to be a blessing and to do something to bring a smile to someone else's face, because you just never know what they're going through, and maybe you could be the answer to their prayer for that day. So I was really nervous because I spent about 3 or 4 months just observing, seeing what was going on. But I had to kind of bring the hammer down as we all return to school with just some new initiatives moving forward in this semester. And I was really nervous how that was going to go over with everybody. And it turns out that everything went really well. The presentation went great. My administrators ended up, giving me accolades for it. We had someone that happened to come in from the district that particular day. They gave me accolades, and I had some people in the department that were disagreeing, and they allowed their emotions to, get in the way, and I was able to diffuse that, and it was like they all noticed it. And, like my superiors or my, administrators or whatnot, they noticed it. So I would say that was a real breakthrough, because this is something that I guess have been kind of struggling with since August, since I came to this school. But now everything is finally, leveling out. Other newcomers in the department are very happy with the changes that are being made. So it's just really a blessing and a load off. So I can really attest that was one of the breakthroughs that I had. And it's so funny, I shared with you all, the lack of sleep I've had. I had 3 hours of sleep last night, 4 hours the night before that. But I'm still energized. I'm still able to keep going. And the only thing that I can attribute it to is me getting up in the morning and prioritizing my day. As soon as I get up, I'm turning on my scriptures and I'm praying. And prior to doing this challenge, that was my area of struggle, because I'm in several different groups. I'm in different business masterminds. And when I wake up, my phone will be full of notifications. So I'm looking at the notifications that went on while I was asleep or whatnot. And I stopped that this week, because instead of picking up my phone and going to social media and looking on notifications and seeing everything, instead of studying Facebook, I'm in the book. I'm seeking God's face, And I just really believe that that's the reason why I've had some of the breakthroughs that I've had. And even just with this boost of energy and me being able to get everything done off of what may seem like a few hours of sleep. For me, I'm just like, that's nothing but God. Because normally I'll be crashed by now, especially off of 3 hours of sleep. I'm being in a bad mood, bad attitude, snappy, patient, short. I'm tired. I want to go to sleep. None of that. And I'm happy. I'm energized. And the only thing that I can attribute it to is that, give me 1 second. It was Pastor C. Elijah that said that, and it just really stuck out to me. And he said, instead of seeking Facebook, we need to be seeking his face. And I was like, amen, because we'll be on Facebook, Instagram, all types of social media sites, but then we'll say, you know what, I don't have time to read my Bible. I don't have time to pray. It's like, yes, you do. It's just about prioritizing. Like, yes, you do, because, especially you get to scrolling on Facebook, you look up, 30 minutes has gone by, an hour has gone by, or we'll sit down and watch our shows, whatever show you like to watch. We'll sit down, we'll be on Facebook, scrolling, Instagram, scrolling, all up in everybody's business. Then we'll go and then we'll watch TV. We'll watch a show here, we'll watch a show there. We'll be on the phone with our girlfriends and whatnot. And we haven't picked up the Bible not one time. We haven't exercised not one time. And we'll say, well, I don't have time. I got to do X, Y, and Z. It's like, yes, you did have time. So week 1 is all about prioritizing. And I just want to give you all a big kudos. You all have done an excellent job, which is coming in and checking in the morning. And I know it can be challenging, especially, if you have kids, you're trying to get yourself ready, trying to get everybody ready for school and work, and then you're trying to get up a little bit earlier and read and then come on and share your post. It can be a challenge, but that's why this is a challenge, because this is stretching you beyond your normal limits. It's stretching your spiritual muscles. It's stretching those parts you to get out of your comfort zone and say, hey, I know this may not be comfortable. I know it doesn't feel good to wake up 20 minutes earlier than you normally would. I know you really want to, hit that snooze button, but what's going to be best for you? What's going to be best for your spiritual development? What's going to be best for your personal development? What's going to be best for just you and your being and your well-being overall? So sometimes we have to make those minor tweaks and those minor changes in order to get to the next level of our life. So I'm looking at the comments, and I see several ladies said they're enjoying the challenge, and that, thank you. I'm enjoying it too, because it's helping me to get my priorities back in order. And we're halfway done through the first week. I'm glad that everyone is enjoying it. Please share some things that you're gaining from it. I want to talk to you all. Like, what are some things that you're gaining from it? Like, in these past 4 days, how has the challenge improved your life? Or what have you gained from the challenge these past 4 days? Stephanie, we're progressing to the 3 weeks. So if you look in the challenge, if you look in the book, like if you look, I think it's on page, if you look on page 9 at the end of challenge 2, that's the extra challenge. Okay, so it's a progression, because sometimes if you're not used to something and you start doing too much at once, you won't make it through. You'll crash. So this challenge is in a progression. So right now we're starting out with like these 7 action steps that are helping us to grow spiritually. And then next week, we're going to add the health component. And if you want to do the extra challenge, you still do week 1, but you're going to do week 2, but then you'll still be doing week 1 also. And then the 3rd week, if you want to still take it to that extra notch to like really maximize this, you'll do week 3 and the 2 previous weeks as well. So yes, you do all 3 weeks at once, but it's a progression. It's just like if you're trying to clean your diet up, how you don't take too many things out at once, or you'll just say, you know what, bump it. I don't have time for this, you know. So it's a progression. Each week builds on itself. So by the end of week 3, those participants who really want to maximize it, yes, they'll be doing all 3 weeks at once. Okay, I'm looking at the comments. Ingrid says, this week has been great. Hi, Kayla. Ingrid says, this week has been great. Guarding my gates has been life-changing. I feel more peaceful and can feel God's presence more. I'm telling you. Hey, here's a guilty confession. I love the Lord and I'm in my word, but I like trap music too. I do. I like trap music to run to now, like, cause I like to run or whatnot, but I'll find the edited versions, cause I always thought like the edited versions were better. Okay. It doesn't have all that profanity in it. So, but you know, I still like the beat. So I listen to it. I can work out to this, you know. I'm telling you, guarding your gates, like watching what you, like really paying attention to what you watch and what you hear, that'll change your life. I'm telling you. Like, some people love the reality shows. You know, I'm not going to even front. I like Real House. When it comes on, like, I'm not one that's just going to say, oh, I got to catch Real Housewives this week or whatnot. But if it's on, I'll watch it, you know, because it's interesting. And you want to see who's doing what and, oh, Kenya did this and X, Y, Z and all that kind of stuff. But it's not good for us. It's so negative because all they do is bicker and fight and keep up drama. And so when we start really guarding our gates and really being protective over what we allow our eyes to take in, what we watch. And let me tell you something. This is something I didn't include in the book, but I also wanted to share. Guarding your gates also applies to social media. And I didn't think about this until after the fact. Think about it. Think about some of the people on your friends lists who post negative stuff or who post sexual things or inappropriate things. Your spirit is, even though you're scrolling through and you're looking at it, your spirit is still taking it in because you're looking at it. You're contemplating some things. You are thinking about, like, some people put up posts, like crazy posts, you know, like really emotional posts. Some people just, some of the stuff is just like really, I would be embarrassed to put up, but some people aren't, you know. So guarding your gates also applies to social media. So I just want to tell you, I cleaned my friends list off on Facebook years ago. So I don't see that craziness on Facebook, but Instagram is a different story. Because Instagram, I think I'm following like maybe 2,000 people. I'm about to have to go clear all of that out because it's not good for me. I'm not trying to take all of that in. You know, like if it's not like really feeding my spirit or where I'm trying to go, I'm going to have to like unfollow some people. And it's not trying to be nasty or anything like that, but I just don't want to see that when I turn on my phone. So, you know, guarding your gates. Yes, it applies to what we're watching. Yes, it applies to what we're listening to, but it also applies to what we're looking at on social media and what we are allowing into our temple by who we choose to follow and what we're responding to. You might have to go and clean out your friends list and unfollow some people if you see that they're putting up negative things or things that are a hindrance to your spirit and your soul. So that's just one thing to consider. And I know that a lot of times we don't think about that, but it hit me the other day. Like, it just like the light bulb went off. I was like, oh my gosh, I have to clean out my Instagram friends list. I'm telling you, it'll do a world of difference. I'm telling you. And then what is it? What's the other one? Okay, and meditating and visualizing, that goes with that goes up there with the reading your word and praying. So how, let me ask you all something. Because this is a trick, this is a trick of the enemy. Like, okay, so we're supposed to be focusing on not complaining. And I know a lot of ladies said that was a struggle for them. And I know I have a lot of teachers in the group. A lot of times when we go to work, people complain. They complain about small things, and they'll try to pull you in the conversation, because they'll be talking to you and complaining about whatever. How have you all been dealing with that? When you are come in contact with a family member or a co-worker who tries to strike up a conversation, but they complaining about something. Because a lot of times it's so easy to fall right back in and say, yeah, girl, I don't know why such and such did this. I don't like that. All that's complaining. How have you all been dealing with that? Let's just keep it real, because sometimes it's so easy to fall into complaining and we don't even realize it until after the fact. Because of people. But like, seriously, how have you all been dealing other people when they come to you with complaints and try to pull you in? Have you been able, do you just look at them? How do you respond? Tasha, you say you changed the subject. Yeah, that's a good way to do it. Now you say sometimes cut the conversation short. Normally that's what I do. I'll be like, oh, for real? Oh, okay. And then I'll go to something else. A lot of times, I'm not saying that people who complain are miserable, but there's a that saying that says misery loves company, and when people are doing things, they want somebody to join in with them. But if you tell them that, you know what, I'm not really rocking like that, I'm not really on that right now, sometimes people don't know how to take it because it's so different than what they're used to.